I'm sure you've heard S68, that code for an engine everywhere. But when you put it in vehicles that weigh nearly 5,900 pounds with a weight distribution at near 50-50 with rear axle steering, it actually becomes something more unique. We're showcasing the 2026 BMW X7 M60i in Tanzanite blue 2 metallic over Tartufo full Milano leather. Now we have some packages that's ticked, so the price is going to escalate over $127,000, but is it going to be worth the price? I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides, and I'm going to go over the full specs of the exterior, the interior. We're going to take it for a drive, and I like to do like a dash cam type drive experience, so that way you can see when the vehicle is taking those bends hard, because you can do that with this, because it's not a top heavy vehicle, it's actually meant for dynamics. And we're gonna see if it really is worth a near $128,000. One thing to notice with this Tanzanite blue, it could look black or a dark blue. So it actually has like a different shimmer to it. And because it's kind of dull outside, because we have a lot of rain clouds here, you can actually see more of that blue. Full LED headlights and daytime runnings. It's a 2-part structure that integrates into the active kidney grille. Now for 2027, this is gonna be more boxy. So it's gonna be half the width and probably a little bit more in the top to bottom area. The lower is gonna get the M-spec bumpers. 8.7 inches of clearance. You get your front parking sensors. This also has the driving assist package, which means the vehicle could basically drive for you autonomously for about 0.2 miles without you being engaged. This does have the adaptive air suspension, which will raise and lower the ride depending on your driver modes. Now going M60i over the XB7 is a discount, but you are losing some horsepower. It's the same engine, 108 horsepower to be exact, with 37 pound-feet of torque less. So you know what you could get out of this S68 engine that houses a 4.4 liter BMW M-powered turbocharged V8. Now when they say M-powered turbo, what does that mean? It's a twin turbo engine, not any twin scrolled engine. And it's producing 523 horsepower with 553 pound-feet of torque. It's paired to an 8-speed Steptronic automatic transmission. It's reaching 60 at 4.5 seconds. Now going back to the XB7, that's going to be 0.6 seconds faster on a 0 to 60. But really what unlocks the speed is the 180 mile per hour for the XB7, because this tops out between 130 and 155. And the M Sport Package Pro adds that shadowline trim on the exterior. It also gives you these blue brake calipers housing 4 pistons in the front. It's a single floating caliper in the rear. These are vented disc, and these are 22-inch wheels. Now this is a staggered wheel setup. So you got a 275/40 up front with a 315/35/22 out back. And this is achieving 16 mpgs to the city, 20 mpgs for the highway. It's not gonna sip fuel. It's a twin-turbo V8. I mean, even the Range Rover Sport SV packs the same engine as this, but it's not going to be the same power as the XB7, and it's going to be a substantial amount more money. I mean, well over $200,000 going that route. And the nice thing about the Range Rover is they do offer it on the autobiography. Standard X-Drive, which is the all-wheel drive, it'll send 100% power to the rear wheel, which is awesome, but you're not going to really take this on the track. It's a huge vehicle, and I mean, under 5,900 pounds, it's nearly 3 tons. It's freaking nuts. It does have a 48-volt mild hybrid system. The sides will get a little bit more dynamic for 2027, especially here on this lower skirt. What's gonna happen is it's gonna look similar to the X5. The nice thing about the X7 though is you're not getting the same platform, so it's going to have more of the same styling cues that you're getting for the 2026 variant, just reworked. The LED taillights, this is gonna be a little bit more sleek. The same thing for the back, more boxy. The lower is going to keep the aggressive look, but just making it more boxy, especially for the quad exhaust tips, rear parking sensors. This has a tow package, and you can tow up to 7,500 pounds with the X7. The only thing that I kind of dislike from the spy videos of the 27 is it's gonna look similar to like a Land Rover or Range Rover Sport in the rear, whereas this keeps more of the DNA of BMW. There is some talks about having an iX7 possibly next year with the refresh for the X7. Now, is it worth the price for what you're getting as a package? I mean, it's hard to get something that's this fast, this big, able to fit 6 or 7 occupants at my dimensions in each row, plus the luxury that it incorporates. So I would say yes, And if it's too high of a sticker price, just wait till it's pre-owned, because for the 2027, this is going to depreciate a little bit more because of that refresh. Power liftgate going into 12.8 cubic feet of storage. You can lower the suspension by pushing the button here because we have the adaptive air suspension. Underneath the floor, get some storage that you can put the privacy covers, and it actually goes down a little bit further. You have a 12-volt charger here, full LED interior lighting. To split fold the third row, push these buttons here, and it's going to electronically move the seats forward in the second row to put these seats down in the third row. Eventually. It's coming. You know, when you got $120,000, these things happen. There we go. That's going to increase cargo capacity to 49.4 cubic feet. To split fold those captain seats, push the buttons, and that's going to maximize cargo to 90.4 cubic feet. It's also going to adjust the front seats forward if they can't go down. And going inside by pulling the levers will also help, but we need to go inside, start it up, so you can hear that S68 engine. The key fob to the X7 M60i. Check this out. You get the sporty intro to come in. 20-way power seat adjustment for the front occupants. Heated, ventilated, massage. And that is going to be because we have the executive package. It adds the cooled cup holders and the heated cup holders, as well as the Sky Lounge. You'll see all those little dots. Those are all LED lighting. And the glass controls. Memory for the driver and passenger. You get the carbon fiber that comes into play. Ambient lighting will go into the dash. You'll get the M badging. It is a driver focused setup, which means this area here, just like on the X5, it bulges out, and it can be something that's a little bit more tight for the passenger. We got the upgraded Bauer & Wilkins sound system, climate control package, which gives us the heated, ventilated front seats, heated second row seats, 5-zone climate control, so that goes all the way into the third row. And because this is an M60i, you'll get a M steering wheel. It's leather wrapped. Let's fire it up. BMW's curved panel, 2-screen layout, 14.9 inches here. Wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, Sirius XM AM FM, streaming Bluetooth audio. I know the rear right seat is not locked, so I'm gonna have to go back there and fix that real quick. YouTube here, so you can watch the actual review here. We're gonna use the rocker to put it into the 360-degree reverse camera when you go into reverse. It has trajectory that expands all over. You can also do the backup assist, which this will back up the same direction that you went forward, all the way to that stopping point. So I think that is awesome, and it's a feature that really works. So you can check it out on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. We do a lot of those videos there. Click onto the more, it's a sub menu. You'll have the 3D view. There isn't any more gesture control, but you do have where you can click all around the vehicle here, or you can simply use the iDrive and roll around it a little bit quicker. Click back into the sub menu you have for the trailer, so it'll show the trajectory line up for your trailer hitch. Click back, you got the car wash view. That'll show full trajectory for the front, so you're not scratching these 22-inch wheels. Glossy black is going to be the highlight in between the dashboard. It's a leather wrapped dashboard. This is also an upgrade, and this is the little air vent, and this is how you move it, which I hate these flimsy things. I feel they're just too cheap and plastic, but let me know your thoughts on that. Heads-up display, and on the driver gauge cluster, you can go through an array of different content, including the AR, which I had it here the whole time, as well as your navigation. Just really wants to show that. There it is. And you can also change out the whole configuration here to make it a little bit bigger, or you can make it a little bit smaller. You can also do that when you're changing the driving modes, which sport, you have 3 different sport, and you can also configure it to make it a lot more sporty, but I think BMW has engineered it the correct way. Comfort and Eco Pro, which will coach you, and you can see you'll actually gain MPGs doing this, so the S68 engine is not just a gasaholic. You can actually use this on a daily, as long as you're kind of in this perimeter. Now this gray area here, they keep that until your first tank of gas. And this is basically a break-in period, so you can't go 75% or higher with the full power of the vehicle. Leather wrap steering wheel that's multi-function. You get the paddle shifts. I don't like this plastic piece here either. I just think it's a little cheap because they could have put like a nice little vinyl or maybe a leather piece, because that's usually what vehicles do. You can pick this up and you can see the mechanisms there. It is a power telescoping steering wheel, so I appreciate that. But come on, the use of the plastics need to go away. Carbon fiber is going to surround the center gauge. It opens up into a wireless charging pad, USB, 12 volt, and we already told you that these are heated and ventilated. The glass controls, I think it makes it look really nice. You get the ambient lighting, soft to touch, opens up to a medium storage pocket. You get a USB port, and check out the leg space, as well as the headroom. A large panel goes to the second row, and there's a little treat for the third row. LED interior lights, auto dimming rear view mirror with the home link. Dashboard and door panel configuring together. You get the contrast stitch. You get the metal mesh covers for the speakers. Soft closed doors. Soft where it needs to be. And you get the ambient lighting with the carbon fiber and the aluminum mesh coming into play here with a long storage pocket, a beverage holder carved out, and you get a little cubby for the driver. Going into the back, so this way you can also see the soft closed doors. If I can do this off, there it is. Four-way power seat adjustment. The same thing in the front, I didn't show you, but you can contour this, and you can do that in the second row too. Captain seat configuration, so this is a 6-seater configuration. Power sunshades, and you don't just do it here, you can also do it on the passenger side, and you can also do it up here, as well as that third row that I was telling you there's a little surprise. So I like that everything is on both sides. It's soft to touch where it needs to be. Long storage pocket like the front, same with the beverage holder. Sitting behind me, plenty of leg space. You have storage, USB with a connector, air vents here on the side, as well as the center, dual climate control in the second row, heated rear seats, as well as a storage tray so you could put your cell phone here while it's charging, so as I demonstrate for you. As well as 2 more USB and a 12 volt cup holders. You get a full pass through. This extends out and you can adjust this depending on your height. Headroom, it's good. And the nice thing about this is you can recline it. Just so comfortable. Just keeps going back. Maybe a little bit more. No, that's it. You're gonna adjust these headrests. You get the full experience. But then look at the back seat. You have absolutely no room at all. So should I be generous? Maybe just this time. We're gonna scoot it up a bit so you can see that leg space, and we're gonna adjust it forward so you can see the difference in the leg space. Now this is gonna be about, that's actually as much as I can go forward, and then that's as much leg space as you have, but you can adjust this up a little bit more so you can actually fit 2 more occupants in the third row. Pull the lever. There we go. Now, it does take a little bit of time, but like I was saying on the cargo, if you have this kind of money, you got all the time in the world to fit 2 more back here. With cup holders, armrests, ambient lighting, lift this up, and you get your charging ports on both sides. And check out the leg room with this back. One thing I like about BMW, Mercedes does it too, Audi kind of does it, but not so much. It has a index, so when the seat reclines back, it's gonna come, and once it hits, it's supposed to stop. You see how it stopped? It's also carved out for you, so if you put your legs the correct way, it's okay, but realistically, you're gonna have to do that because you have the 2 plastic pieces here. As for headroom, it's gonna be a little bit tight because of the way this is. You have your own pano, 5th climate control, and heated third row seats. 523 horsepower, 553 pound-feet of torque, 4.5 seconds. The M60i comes into play nicely. Dynamics, you got rear axle steering. It definitely does not feel like a near 3-ton vehicle. Throw it into comfort, and now it's your traditional SUV or even Eco Pro, and now you can save some of the fuel that you just went through. This is literally the best of all worlds, all blended in. That's what you're getting with this engine. As for competition, there is a lot out there. Now, you could go to the Jeep Wagoneer. In this case, you're gonna go to the Grand Wagoneer. You're gonna spend maybe $10,000, $15,000 less, but you're not gonna have the same performance as this. And it's not really in the same category because it's not really full luxury like a 4-year, 50,000 mile warranty like you're getting here. And if you wait for Audi's Q9 that's expected maybe later this year, first time next year, I mean, it's gonna have a lot of power, don't get me wrong. I appreciate that, but it's also going to be more money than this. That's why BMW slots into a sweet spot vehicle when you're considering this S68 engine that's in the same thing that's in a Range Rover Sport autobiography that starts in the near 120 pricing. Add some features that would be comparable to this, you're gonna pay more money. Go into the SV, you're paying double the money. Back into sport mode. Maneuverability moves very easy. Feedback isn't too bad, it's still light, but this is normal for BMW. That's not gonna really change too much for 2027 either, because they tend to make it a lot more of a luxury ride, and they pack it with a ton of performance. It's gonna take me to some pros and cons. The pros, you've heard pretty much everything about it, making this vehicle one of the best in class. The cons is they still have some plastic material, especially for the air vents, and even the whole structure for this center dash, that plastic that's on top of the steering column. In the back seat, they also have a lot that's exposed. On the top of the door card, I'm not a huge fan of that material either, considering we added $800 to get a leather dashboard. So there is some things that they could fix, tailoring it up to make this a lot more better. Visibility is great. I mean, 8.7 inches of clearance, towing capacity around 7,500 pounds. I mean, you're looking at a total package, something that maybe you want to tow a small boat. You could do so. You have plenty of room in the interior. Cargo capacity isn't bad by any means. Obviously, if you're using the third row, it's under 13 cubic feet, but it does max to over 90 cubic feet if you don't have any occupants behind the front 2 seats. The auto start stop, not a huge fan of that. It stops around 5 miles per hour. Turn radius, rear axle steering, it's gonna get about 2 lanes. This is over 203 inches long. Let's rock and roll. I mean, you get up to speed quick. And the seating is so comfortable. The suspension itself holds itself well, so you don't feel any of the imperfections of the road. These are with 22-inch wheels, and you feel like you're gliding. It does feel long. It does feel kind of wide. But for that everyday drive, if you're needing the performance, because come on, let's face it, 375 horsepower and 398 pound-feet of torque, it may not be enough for you. And that's what this does. It slots into that area to give you the extra performance that you need. But even as a base X7 X-Drive, you have enough performance. But let me know in the comments which way you would go. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out this next video right here.